Hello, genealogists. It's Craig again with Just Genealogy, and today is Book Sunday number 3. On the 15th of April of 1819, Baltimore newspapers announced to the world that the USS Cyclops had been lost at sea. A friend of mine, by the name of Marvin Barrash, had an uncle on the Cyclops, and he decided that this would be a good thing to him to work on for the rest of his life. So Marvin went out there and spent 20 more odd years working on the Cyclops and putting together what would turn out to be a rather heavy book on the USS Cyclops. It looks like the Cyclops was lost in the Bermuda Triangle near St. Kitts in early March of 1918. It was hauling manganese. It hadn't done that before. It's a collier. It was designed to move coal from one place to another. And this time they were hauling manganese, and manganese is actually fairly volatile, easily sparks, that kind of thing. And the ship was lost. Now, it either was lost because of mishandling of the manganese, it was lost because of a storm, it was lost because maintenance on the ship was very poor. There are so many reasons for why. Everybody has a reason for why it was lost. Marvin has pretty much identified all of those reasons in his book, along with circles and arrows and diagrams and all that kind of stuff, and vignettes about what's going on with the ship at the time, and many biographies about the people, the controversy of the ship captain, all kinds of stuff. Here's a picture of the Cyclops fore and aft. Its hull designation was AC4. There were it's a Proteus class collier, and there were other colliers that were Proteus class, and they were the Juniper, the USS Juniper, which would eventually be retrofitted and become the USS Langley, our first aircraft carrier, and it would be attacked by a Japanese aircraft carrier during World War II in 1942 and sunk. But so it largely because of its flatter deck compared to other ships, it was perfect for our first aircraft carrier. The Proteus, the first of class, was eventually did its duty as a collier for the United States Navy, and eventually would be sold to the Canadian Merchant Navy, and it would be lost at sea without a trace while hauling bauxite ore, which is used for making aluminum. And then the USS Nereus was sold to the Aluminum Company of Canada in February of 1941 after it had served as a collier in the United States Navy. And it also was lost without a trace in the Caribbean near St. Thomas sometime after 10 December 1941. And you want to guess what it was hauling? It was hauling bauxite also. So there basically is a history of these, the Cyclops and her 3 sister ships all sinking. So, and 3 without a trace. So just fun times in the Caribbean, although the Langley was not lost in the Caribbean. Of course, there's a rule in publishing that after you write a book, that you all of a sudden will find new information. This is especially true of family genealogies, but it's pretty much true about everything. That once you publish something, all of a sudden you find more stuff that you've been looking for 20, 25 years and haven't been able to find, and all of a sudden you find it. He did a second book, a volume 2, a little smaller than the first one, that brings everything up to date, talks about more sightings that didn't work out, talks a little bit more about the captain and the controversies associated with this German American that seemed to have thought to be a closet sympathizer, but I don't know that that's been verified. So it just adds to the work. I don't know that there will be a third volume. Probably there will be. There probably will be a third volume when they actually find the Cyclops and actually raise the Cyclops and have a good idea about what actually happened to the Cyclops. Did it sink because of a storm? Did it sink because of improper handling of its cargo? Did it sink because it lost an engine? There's just so many reasons for why it's gone. Now, Marvin has done a third book, Murder on the Abarenda, in which the second in command of this ship, a U.S. naval ship, also a collier, AC-13, was murdered. And Marvin has the ability to, much like John Coletta in Only a Few Bones, weave the facts and the story together in such a way that it's a brilliant read. So although it has nothing to do with the Cyclops, except that it's a collier, I recommend it. These are the 3 books that Marvin has done for Heritage Books. We appreciate having Marvin as an author. He doesn't know I'm doing this, but I'll be sure to let him know. So what I'm going to do, because it's Book Sunday, we will be offering a 20% discount on each of these 3 books. And if you use the code Cyclops in your order, you'll get a 20% discount on each of these books. You don't have to buy all of them. Just buy one. The thick one is expensive. You might go into sticker shock, but it's worth every penny as far as I'm concerned. So, we have these 3 books to talk about today, which we've talked about. The USS Cyclops, pretty thick, full of ink, drawings, people, pictures. The follow-on, little thinner, brings us up to date with what's going on with the Cyclops and tells us more stories that weren't part of the first book. And then Murder on the Abarenda. It's even thinner. So this has been Book Sunday, where we're converting people doing genealogy into genealogists day by day. We're up to over 200 subscribers. Thank you all very much. Greatly appreciate those numbers. Greatly appreciate your telling your friends to subscribe. Come visit us, because we're busy converting people doing genealogy into genealogists day by day. I hope that you've had a grand Sunday. Happy Easter, happy Passover, happy Ramadan. All 3 on the same day. Marvelous. Doesn't happen very often. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you.